that is the world between the two wars. The first chapter speaks about the World War I, and now we are going to, in the second lesson we are going to see about the condition of the nations after the First World War. To start off with, we see the introduction. We have 4 points here in introduction. First is the global capitalist system, that is the economic condition. Economic condition means the flow of money all around the world. Okay, that collapsed, it went upside down. Okay, second is the European powers. All the countries which were dominating other underdeveloped countries, their powers came to an end. They were put down. Third is fascism. Fascism is a kind of ideology. It's a ruling ideology. Likewise, how we follow democracy in India, fascism is also a kind of ruling ideology. It actually means to put the opponent with a way of violence without giving any option for them to speak out. That is called as fascism. Next is colonial struggles, anti-colonial struggles. During that period, most of the underdeveloped nations were occupied by the developed nations. Like for example, India was under the control of the British people. So all around the world this was happening, and people did not like other countries ruling them. So there were a lot of anti-colonial struggles all around the world. This is all about the introduction. Next is the Great Depression. The Great Depression is a very, very important part in history. That is expansion of industries. During the First World War, what happened? Most of the countries who were involved in the First World War, they required a lot of weapons for the war. So in order to supply them the war, many industries, manufacturing industries came into existence. But when the First World War came to an end, what happened to these industries? Either they have to abandon the industries. Abandon in the sense you have to stop using the industry, or you have to modify the industry into some other industry. That was the first action which took place. Next is protectionism. Before the First World War, all the countries were very free to trade among each other. But after the First World War, every country's government thought that there should lay some kind of rules and regulations in trade among two other countries. Next is debt on European countries. The European countries were the actual cause, and they started the First World War. So they had to face a lot of debt after the First World War. Next is stock market crash in United States of America. You know, where is our stock exchange is in Bombay. Likewise, America is, they give value for each and every country's currency. So on 24th October 1929, the whole stock market in America crashed. So what happened actually? People began to sell all their shares. They did not want to buy, but instead of that they wanted to sell. So they were only sellers but no buyers. So because of this, the American banks, they came into, like, if there is nobody to buy the shares and only if they want to sell, the American banks failed actually. They were not able to proceed. They were not able to exist. Next is, so whoever invested in the American banks, they have to take back their investment. So actually what happened, the American banks crashed and they stopped existing. Next is the breakdown. The breakdown is, there are 4 points in the breakdown. What is the first cause is emergency measures. In England what happened, they were able to analyze, they were able to observe that the economic condition of the country is going into a very bad situation. So as an emergency measure, what they said is, we will follow certain rules and regulations, like we will cut down unwanted costs, spending on unwanted costs, and we will follow certain rules and regulations in trading process with other countries. So they followed certain emergency measures, but still they found their economic condition is not improving. So then they went on to the gold standard. Every country's currency's value is based on the amount of gold that the government is having. So they maintain their standard based on the gold in the government's treasure. Now they said we are not going to maintain any gold standard. Then also their condition did not improve. Next is devaluation of currency. Every country's currency has got its own evaluation. That is, we always, what we do, Indian currency is always compared with the American dollars. That is how we value our currency. But that value also went down in each country. Even in England also the same thing happened. So all this put together, it was called as the Great Depression. The economy of the whole world came to an, it was like as though it was going to an end. So the historians call it as the Great Depression. As a result of Great Depression, it also affected the political condition in the nations of the world. First of all, the political condition all around the world were totally confused. People wanted a change. They thought the existing government is not capable, it is not efficient of handling the situation. So in England, what happened in 1931 is the ruling Labour Party was thrown away. They thought the Labour Party is not efficient enough to rule them. Next is the USA Republican Party was rejected. They said they are incapable of ruling the people and they are incapable, inefficient of handling such situation. Next, so this is the actual condition of the world after the First World War. So as a result, what are the changes the world is going to face? That is what we are going to get into. First of all, the rise of fascism and Nazism. Both are ruling ideology. Okay, first we will see about the fascism. In Italy, what happened during the First World War? Italy thought whichever countries were colonized under Italy, Italy thought that it will get more amount of revenue from those countries. But in the First World War, whatever expenditure faced by Italy was more when compared to the income what it got from the other countries. So because of that, it resulted in inflation. Inflation means rise in the price of the commodity. Okay? A sudden rise in the price of the commodity. If there is a sudden rise in the price of all the commodities, that is the normal commodities, day-to-day use, food products and other products, if suddenly there is a rise in the price, what will happen? It automatically leads to protests and strikes. Already there is war and no jobs to do in. Lot of people are already facing poverty and they are having lot of economic crisis. And beyond that, if there is inflation, if there is a rise in price, what people will do, automatically they will go in for protest and strikes and they will say we don't need this government anymore and we need a change. That was the actual situation in Italy. So, as a result of it, the emergence of Mussolini. Mussolini is an important character in history. We'll see in detail about it. So first is fascism. What is fascism? I already told you. So fascism is the repression of opposition. You put the opposite party with the way of violence. You suppress them. You don't give an opportunity even to talk. Okay, that is called as fascism. So they wanted fascism. They don't want any, non-violence method of handling things. They want fascism. Next is in November 1990 there was election held in Italy. So in that election, Italian Socialists, there's a party called Italian Socialists, they won and they said we are following something called as Bolshevism. Bolshevism is also a kind of ruling ideology. It actually means socialist communism. Communism, you know actually what is communism. So they won 1 seat and they started to rule. Now what happened? Mussolini is a person, he's a normal man like you and me. He was born to a blacksmith, he studied, he's a qualified person, he's a primary school teacher and he's a good speaker. Speaking in the sense not like, he's a very good speaker, he could, he could speak in a crowd and he's got all the power to attract the crowd with his speech. So what he did, he joined the fascist party. He is also a journalist. He joined the fascist party because his ideology, his thinking is about the opponent can be put down only by fascism. They should be suppressed. They should not be given any opportunity to speak out. So he joined the fascist party. In 1922, he organized a march to Rome. He took a group of people and he marched towards Rome. So looking at this kind of activity, the they are incapable to combine with Mussolini and run the government. So they were put aside, and Mussolini gained all the power because king invited him and gave him all the power, and he started to rule the people with the way of fascism. After Mussolini gained more power and after his march to Rome, the king invited him and he said to form a government. He started to form a government by competing in an election where he won 65% of vote. So a person called Matteotti, he is a socialist leader. He questioned whether the election is being done in a proper manner. So he was dragged and he was killed by the Mussolini. Because he did not like anybody questioning him. He doesn't want any kind of chaos against his activities. And there were certain other people, political parties and press who were criticizing and questioning him. So what did he do? He either killed them or he imprisoned them. Because he did not want anybody to question him. Then he assumed the title as Duke II, which means the leader. He called himself the actual leader. Or the dictator. Dictator means he is the one who could speak, whereas all the others have to listen to him and act accordingly. They are not given the opportunity to speak or question against him. So they had something called as parliament in the beginning. So the parliament got abolished because he said, I am the one who has to speak and all the others have to listen and act accordingly. And the same was replaced by a body of the fascist party. Next is the pact with the Pope. He had a kind of good relationship with the Pope of the Vatican City, that is the Roman Catholic Church, which started in the Vatican City of Rome. So he said we have to encourage students to learn about what is Roman Catholic. They have to learn the prayer. All this have to be encouraged, and he gave little part to the church as well. He got very good name from the Pope. Next is the Vatican. He announced that the Vatican City as an independent state. Vatican City is not a very big place. It's a very small place, but still he announced it to be the independent state. Likewise, he gained the attention of the Roman Catholic Christians. Next is Italy during the Great Depression. Even after doing all this, what happened to Italy? They built buildings, bridges, roads, canals, but still people were suffering due to unemployment. The government was not able to give enough of jobs to the unemployed. So there was poverty and there were strikes and people were not happy with Mussolini's ruling. Next is in order to divert their attention, he invaded Ethiopia because he wanted to create something, to show something better than. Even after Mussolini started to rule Italy, the condition of Italy, we cannot say that it got improved because they started to build buildings, canals, roads, but still people were suffering from unemployment. The government was not able to provide enough of job for all the people. So there were poverty and people were not okay with what Mussolini was doing. But Mussolini is a very, very clever person. So in order to divert their attention, he invaded Ethiopia. So what people did is, instead of thinking about the unemployment and poverty, their actual attention got diverted towards Ethiopia. So students, as of now, we saw the condition of the nations in the world after the First World War. The economic crisis, the political changes, and unemployment, poverty, strikes, so on. All these things we've been seeing till now, and also the coming up of fascism, the new ideology, ruling ideology called fascism, and the person called Mussolini. How did he become as a ruler in Italy? As of now, we've seen this. In the coming video, we will see more about fascism. How did fascism come up in Germany, and who was the one to follow the fascism, and who became the ruler, and what all the changes brought in Germany. learning. This is what we will be seeing in the next video. So as of now, whatever we cover, based on that, I want you to read this lesson up to Mussolini. I want you to draft, a biography or a detailed study about Mussolini. Whatever you understood from the lesson, from based on the textbook, you can just write in points about what you understood about Mussolini. That is, how did he become a ruler, and what are the changes brought about by Mussolini. Thank you.